Hello, my hearties. A very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McCLUE, and here we are live on the big one. Saturday night, nothing gets past me, of course, and we've got 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not just one nation, but all the nations of the world. How lovely to have you with us. We're in Glasgow, and Glasgow, of course, is the centre for the Commonwealth Games. How amazing is that? So welcome, 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 I say. Lovely to have you with us, and a big dinky-do. Milo's joined us, Margaret's joined us, Mackenzie's joined us, Tony's joined us. I am Winston 19 has joined. Tell us where you're watching from. Hi, says Mackenzie. Hi, Mackenzie. Lovely to have you with us, and a big dinky-do. Professor Numpty, dinky-do, Scottie. Good evening, Scottie, says Susan. Susan, lovely to have you with us, and welcome to everybody joining us tonight on our 3 platforms. Yes, the YouTube, the Facebook at Glasgow Essentials, and of course the beauties on TikTok. I'm from Dunfermline, says Mackenzie. A fine place to come from, Mackenzie, I tell you. Angela Wellness says, good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Angela. How lovely to have you with us, and a big dinky-do to you. This is just amazing. Now, who else have we got? All right, Troops says Tops Wahoo. Hi, Numpty Heed says Susan. There we are. Hello, everybody. Somebody's having a good old chat live on the YouTube channel. Yes, indeed. In America, they'll soon know what high treason means. So I think, is it, Michael? The big Donald has got them ready. He knows what's what. I tell you. So there we go. I don't understand why the American press don't just get 100% behind Big Don. That's the stuff, and stop their nonsense. They need to learn to read the room. So there you go. This man is something special. That's what I can tell you. Dinky-do, if you've just joined us, a very warm welcome. Hello at Glasgow Essentials. I hope you're enjoying the show. Get watching, get sharing, tell 10 to tell 10. There we are. Send it round if you're watching right now. There we are. There's Mick has just joined us. Dinky-do, Mick. I tell you, lovely to have you with us, and a very warm welcome to Mick. So there we are. Now, Aaron, I think we'll just get rid of you very, very quickly. You're just on the wrong platform. So there we go. So, guys, what shall we do with Aaron? Lifetime ban? Yeah. Off he goes. That's it. There we are. Remember, if anybody's cheeky to McClue, it's a lifetime ban. What did you think of the protests in Glasgow City Centre? I don't agree with any bad behaviour. You know, I think if you're going to protest, the thing is to get pen to paper. The pen is mightier than the sword. There we are. I'm calling you a Mick. As part of the IRA, you're part of the IRA. Oh, well, you can forget that. Lifetime ban for you as well, Mick. There we are. That's him away. What a cheeky man. Terrible. Right, that's the end of that. There we are. I've just said it. Actually, don't be cheeky. And on comes he going on about some band organization from years ago. I don't know. Tut, tut, tuttity, tut, I say. Lisa, dinky-do, can you say hello to Greg from Newcastle? Yes, I can indeed. Ireland's tenor says hello. We love Ireland's tenor, I tell you. Oh, how you dinky-do? I hope everyone's having a nice time. Alan Walker, how lovely to have you with us. Can everybody on Glasgow Essentials send this round? Because we're only a few months old, and they're not used to the live. So we need to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. So if you're watching on Glasgow Essentials on Facebook, send it round right now so we get as many people as possible. Just say, Scottie McClue's live. Come and join them, dinky-do. And we'll have a bit of fun. Thoughts on the new PM, Scottie? Bit early to say, Mark. Bit early to say. Slightly worried that he doesn't want an independent Scotland. That's kept Labour in the political wilderness for 12 years in Scotland. So there we are. Paper isn't good to resolve an invasion. Oh, yes, it will. Going to the right people. So there we go. But running around the streets and shouting and bawling at the police isn't, I'll tell you that. Do you prefer cold or hot meats? It just depends on the mood I'm in and what we're having. I quite like a wee corned beef sandwich, but then I like a wee bit of the roast beef. Hello, Scottie. I used to be on YouTube, but I got locked out, so I've made it on TikTok. We loving you on TikTok. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. There we are. Do you agree we need to stop the illegal immigrants coming in? Of course, Stuart. Who would not agree? But they've got themselves tied up with all this European Court of Human Rights. I'm going to ask you one question, and I want every single one of you to ponder on this. What do you think Winston Churchill would have done? Right? We shall fight them on the beaches. What do you think Winston Churchill would have said about the boats coming over? Would he have allowed that? I ask you. Scottie, I'm moving to Glasgow in the next few months, originally from Orkney, living in Brighton at the moment. Paul, you know your stuff. I hope you have a lovely time in Glasgow. You'll have to travel, half an hour to the sea. But whereas at Brighton, you could just look out at it. Not much. The ECHR, that's the one. I tell you. Do you remember Watty from Motherwell? He used to phone all the time. Remember Watty? Very, very well. A wonderful call on the phone. Guys, if you've just joined us, a very good evening. You're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, #FlowTie, all uppercase, and the world's most humble man. I always put that in case somebody thinks I'm blowing a trumpet, because what I do is free for you and it's for you. So, I don't think it's too much to say, I think I will join Scottie McClue and watch him for a few minutes on a Saturday night. What's that on your hat? Is that Reform? No, that's Dinky-Doo. The Dinky-Doo party. There we go. Fantastic. That everybody is Dinky-Doo. I might start that. How would that be? The Dinky-Doo party for Scottish independence, completely ignoring Clacton predictions. I would never predict that. I'm not a betting or gambling man, but it'll be very, very interesting. Simon, there we are. Now, Simon says, using the word scum, Simon, we never, ever, 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 ever use that word, because I would think from your attitude, you like your country with illegal immigrants pouring in. So and you're calling the people that could sort it. So there you are. So we never ever use that kind of language on Scottie McClue. There we are. I tell you. Now, who else have we got here? And Simon, we don't do the politics. You know that. So there we are. Foos your neeps, says Dr. Tom. Dr. Tom, foos your neeps. Are you chaffing a wall in? I tell you, for Aberdeen. Good evening, Mr. McClue from wonderful Derbyshire. Much respect to you and everybody. God bless. The wonderful Roy Michael Taylor. Roy Michael, we love you on here. You know that. The Cairngorms are suffering from the wildfires. Yes, indeed. There should have been a state of emergency for the north of Scotland, and every single fire engine from anywhere that could get it should be putting that out. Anything that damages Scotland needs first-class immediate treatment, I say. And Scotland needs to start punching above its weight. It always has done. We invented everything that's of any use in the modern world, and we should really be independent. Craig says, Scottie McClue for First Minister. Oh, my goodness. Well, you see, I'm not a politician, Craig, and I'm not a party politician. So I haven't followed that, but I have been invited many, many times to be an MP and an MSP. Evening, Scottie and all. Are you on the radio tomorrow, Scottie? Was that one off? David Taylor, the wonderful David Taylor. We are on the radio tomorrow. Everybody download the app, download the app, go to your app store, download Sheffield Essentials. It's changing to South Yorkshire Essentials because it's so successful. And they've got me, the big bosses, have got me doing the lunchtime show from 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. So I suggest tomorrow afternoon you all listen to Sheffield Essentials. Download it free. It's not going to cost you. Greetings from France. Long live the Old Alliance and an independent Scotland. I can't think of anything better. There we are. Scottie, got to know what you'd put in place. I'd love to know what you'd put in place in Union Street. I think it should be made up to look the same. So there we are. There's Tiana saying Rupert Lowe's the way forward. Hello from Oregon. I saw a letter from Rupert, and he was saying about a particular criminal, that he felt that criminal, he would like to bring back hanging for people who are serious criminals. And I thought, you know, that would solve your overcrowding in the jails. So if you've got a real baddie who's done somebody's life serious harm, up they go. And that's the end of that. And it won't cost us a bean after that. I'm sure that old Alfred Pierpoint from Southport, that used to be the British hangman, I think he got fined $1 after each hanging. And I'm not sure what the actual charge was. But that was the end of that. And we never saw these people again. And I think if you started doing that very quickly, the crime would stop. Very quickly, the car chases and all that, they would say, watch, because, you know, if you won't stop when you're asked to stop, the police will take serious action. Once you're caught, if you've put life at risk, you know, so it's a thought, isn't it? The telephones are ringing. You're live on Scotty's Phone In. Who's that? Hello?
DINKY-DOO, Scottie, how are we?
Kareem, how are we, la? We're getting, people say they're not interested in politics, and yet they love to politicize the program if they can.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, but Scottie, I was fantastic last weekend, tuned in at 1 o'clock.
You are kind, Kareem. Yes.
Say that again?
You are kind. I'm saying you are so kind.
So, Scottie, I'm actually in Gran Canaria just now, so
I love
the
it.
line might not be the best.
I love it. How wonderful. You're phoning from Gran Canaria.
Yeah, it's about 2,000 miles away from home.
I was asked to do radio in Gran Canaria, and then am I right in thinking they had some hill fires?
The Canary, yes.
Yes.
There's a big forest in the centre of the island, so that wouldn't surprise me.
I was very, very sorry about it, because it could have been a great number, you know. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, commercially, people are, you know, you're going to lose commerce with these fires.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the worry about these fires so close to Aviemore.
I was about to say that there. I've heard there's a lot of fires up in Aviemore.
Yeah, yeah. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And being Scotland, they should have brought everything in to fight that.
I'm really hoping the wildlife will be safe up there, because it's a tragedy.
I know. And it's such a beautiful part of the world. I mean, that loch.
Yeah.
I came upon it by accident. I was looking for Lord Reith's grave, which is in the ruined chapel at Rothiemurchus, because he had so much joy in his holidays as a child at Rothiemurchus. Yeah. And I couldn't find the ruined chapel. And suddenly I'm driving along, and here's this beach and a loch.
Yeah.
And I thought, I didn't know about this. It wasn't there yesterday.
You'd be surprised, like, when you're there on a nice day, it's as if you're abroad.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous views.
Oh, this weather that we've had in Scotland, why would you even go abroad? I know you're abroad at the moment, but you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, well, I did book in February, so...
Yes, oh no, absolutely. You don't know what the weather's going to be like in February. And were things okay at the airport? Jacqueline is sending me huge red roses.
The airport, Scottie, was fine getting in here. I think it's getting out. That might be a little bit of the problem, but hopefully it will run smoothly.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. No, have a lovely time, Corinne. You deserve the best.
Thank you, Scottie. And again, I'm so pleased you're back on the radio, upwards and onwards.
Well, it'll keep growing with a bit of luck.
Yes, and I'll listen in tomorrow at the poolside.
Fantastic. DINKY-DOO, sir.
DINKY-DOO, you're in my thoughts. Thank you.
Bless you, Kareem. You too. What a lovely, lovely person. Now, Kareem has been so supportive, and he's downloaded the app for Sheffield Essentials, and he's going to be listening tomorrow to the Scottie McClue show. I'd like you all to tune in and tell me what you think. Logan says, hello from Washington. We love you in Washington. Jacqueline, you're being so kind to me. Have you ever been to Compton? Yes. I went through Compton when I was going from Ullapool to Inverness. Is that right? Oh, 80% of the goal. What are you like, Jacqueline? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Jacqueline has just completed the Scottie McClue goal. If anybody's feeling flush, we never asked for anything. William Christie has sent stars. William, thank you so much for all your kindness. Guys, if you're watching on the Facebook Live and you're watching at Glasgow Essentials, please share and share and share to make everyone aware. You know, we've had 2.5 million of you right through in the last 28 days. Surely there must be a connection with the lives. Bring back the birch, says David Taylor. I think so, David, a good birching. So pull these racers out the car, birch them there and then, and that's a bit of summary justice. And if they've been over the top, take them in, charge them and add to their sentence. Good evening from Bournemouth, says Brune Breed. Fantastic. David says, absolutely superb. I'll be tuning in. Thank you, David. That's fantastic. Everybody get tuning in to at Sheffield Essentials. Download the app from your app store. Jacqueline, what are you doing? What time is it on the radio, Scottie? 1 o'clock, Esteban. So there you are. So if you've got, but I would download that app because everybody is searching for high quality radio and Essentials are delivering it. If you like what you hear at Sheffield and South Yorkshire Essentials, Jacqueline, what are you doing, lass? So there, where are you from, Scottie, brother? I'm from the universe, Logan. I'm in Glasgow at the moment in Scotland. I tell you, have a great time, Kareem, says the wonderful David Taylor. The Cairngorms are suffering. Absolutely. Hi, Scottie from Dunure in Ayr. It's fab down here. Andrew, what a beautiful part of the world to come from. My late dad said if Scotland had the Spanish weather, it would be a majority holiday destination. Yeah, but I think probably you'd find Westminster would take the money and just rob us blind as per. You're worth it, Scottie. Jacqueline, that's just so good of you. That is a huge, huge, huge gift. DINKY-DOO, Mr. Scottie McClue, says Shane. Absolutely, Shane. Lovely to have you with us and DINKY-DOO. Do you remember Richard Burton and Liz Taylor throwing a party for Celtic fans in Budapest in 1972? I don't remember it, but I wouldn't put it past them. They were an incredible pair of human beings, and they died young. You know what I mean? I think Burton was 57 with that beautiful, beautiful voice. Broadsword calling Danny Boy. There we are. And he did the commentary for ITV for Churchill's funeral. And I was playing through it one day, playing through the tape. And someone said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going through. He said, oh, you're wanting to hear Richard Burton. I said, no, I'm actually wanting to hear 2 8-cylinder XLB Gardner diesels on the launch, the Haven Goer, which took Churchill's coffin up the Thames. There we are. Fantastic. Wonderful. Up to Waterloo, I think it would be. So there we go. Westminster Bridge to Waterloo. Would that be right? Or Tower Bridge to Waterloo. London Bridge to Waterloo. Where did it go? Who remembers Churchill's funeral? Do you have a favourite Dickens novel? I love them all, Jane. I love A Christmas Carol, Hard Times, Little Dorrit, Nicholas Nickleby, Oliver Twist. Great Expectations, huge on that one. I don't think there's a word of Dickens that I haven't read and I don't like. Remarkable man. He opened the Glasgow Athenaeum in 1841. There was a key, when I attended, there was a key in the secretary's office at where Charles Dickens had opened the Glasgow Athenaeum in what was St. George's Place and Buchanan Street. It's now Nelson Mandela Place. I tell you. Welcome to Glasgow Essentials. 1972 was a great year for Scottish football. When did we have the Legends, William? I tell you, the big one. Dickens versus Shakespeare. No, love Shakespeare as well. I've just done a couple of Shakespeares. Now, they don't get the biggest audience, but you'll see them on TikTok and you will see them on the Facebook as well, and you'll see them on YouTube. So there we are, the SCOTTIE McCLUE videos. I play the prologue in Henry V. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. And I play Mark Antony in Julius Caesar. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Now, the big question, and I don't know the answer to this, did the French, Romans, and countrymen get their ears back? Dinky-Doo used to listen to on Hallam FM. How fantastic. Are you a fan of George Orwell, Eric Blair? Yes, he wrote a lot of stuff in Jura. And not far from my house is Hare Myers Hospital. Are you a celebrity? Well, people would say, I think probably I'm more of a well-known person. I'm known to 2 billion people throughout the world, 2 billion. I wish they'd all send me a quid. And I'm known to 2 billion. And don't be too excited, though, because it means that 4 billion, 6 billion haven't heard of me. There's 8 billion in the world, we're led to believe. Now, Scotty, lol. So there we go, I tell you. Welcome, everybody. If you're watching on Glasgow Essential, share and share. Tell 10 to tell 10, because we're fairly new on there, and people need to get to know. I tell you, The Life of Brian, brilliant. The Life of Brian I thought was tremendous. Do you know it caused a huge stushy with religious leaders? The Archbishop of Canterbury at the time was argy-bargying with the Pythons. Not a smart move. And old Malcolm Muggeridge saying that it was heresy. Would that be the word? Blasphemy. The radio show, says Susan. Yes, the radio show, Susan, on tomorrow, Sunday lunchtime, 1 o'clock. But make a habit of listening to South Yorkshire Essentials, because it's brilliant radio. And as we know, British radio has lost its direction a little bit. The local stations were abandoned, more or less. And what have you got there? But there's a lot of current relativity about what's being done, and it's bang up to date radio. So it's radio via DAB, via the internet, via the smart speakers, via Alexa, all that sort of thing. But my advice is just go to your app store right now, download the app, Sheffield Essentials, which will change to South Yorkshire Essentials, and get listening. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Absolutely, Chris. I saw them joking when Andy Burnham was signing in at the House of Commons. I don't know if you sign in or clock on or register or take your oath or exactly how that bit works nowadays to the letter. And then he was getting a very warm handshake from the speaker. I remember the great debates, 10 to 1, great times. Oh, William, absolutely. And that should come back. Whether I could manage 3 hours every night now, because it's 34 years since we started that. But I remember saying to a very senior person in the media, Jacqueline, what are you doing spoiling me? You absolute princess. Oh my goodness me, this lady, and she is a lady, has sent me every gift under the sun on TikTok tonight, guys. How amazing is that? There's Jeff saying, how are you? We're very well, Jeff. Lovely to hear from you. She's just sent me perfume. Yes, these were huge debates, and this country needs them back. The politicians need to sort of front up, put their big boy pants on, and say, we want Scottie McClue. We want Scottie McClue. Do you like that? There's a little bit of tenor sound there. Scottie McClue. Yes, these were huge debates, 3 hours a night. And we had things, Chris debates, wonderful. And the people should be debating. And the politicians should welcome it, because then they can hear what's going on. They can actually have an ear to what the people are thinking. And I wouldn't mind that. It's very public, so you're not doing anything naughty or secret or underhand. You're talking live to the world and letting them hear it. I can remember somebody saying, why is Scottie McClue not absolutely up there in the UK right now? And this editor, I think it was a newspaper editor, went, well, you see, we don't really know his politics. And the reason, it shouldn't even hinge on that, the reason they don't know my politics is because I don't really have any politics. Do you know what I mean? I can see when something really good is happening in the world. That sort of stuff. You always barred the dafties. William, we had to. Or the dafties would have ruined the whole thing. Guys, if you're watching on the old YouTube, please go down to the bottom left and give me a thumbs up. And share the broadcast, share the stream, so that people know it's on. I can tell them till I'm blue in the nose, but it doesn't always work. You've got to help. You see, if you like Scottie McClue and you like what we do, then tell 10 to 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 tell everyone. There we are. It's not a lot to ask. Both sides of the debate had their say. Well, they did, William, because you had everybody on. And apart from, as you say, the half-dees, we always made sure we had a balanced debate. We let our prisoners go at the end of the night, put our toys away, and did it all again the next day. So that's what was going on there. Scottie, who makes the tea during the radio show? Numpty Heed. You haven't trapped, you haven't shown, so I end up providing my own refreshment. General sup, everybody. Oh, that is lush. That is absolutely lush. McCarthy said, do you love the English? I don't love the English. I adore the English. Beautiful, beautiful people. Scotland's gripe is not with England. That's for tiny, tiny, tiny minds. Scotland's gripe is with Westminster. They need to say, look, listen, guys, if you want to go independent, it's not our business. We don't mind. We'll hive off. We'll hive off and be England. There we are. Because what's happening, it's a ball and chain. They're holding us back. Scottie, I was actually listening to one of your videos when you were on Scott FM. Colin, yes, there are one or two still about. It's not where you're from, it's where you're at. Oh, I'm a diddy. Quote of the night. Let me just make a note. It's not where you're from, it's where you're of. It's not where you're from, it's, what was that one again? It's where you're at, or it's what you're at. That's where you're at. Guys, big quote of the night. It's not where you're from, it's where you're at. I think this is just huge. Susan says, I missed the show last week, Scottie. Sorry. Susan, not at all. You never, ever need to apologize to me, or I'll have to apologize to you. First time here, is he anti-war as he should be? Is who anti-war? President Trump. I would say he by and large actually is, but he had to sort out a serious problem, you know? Unlike when they told whoppers years ago over this way. Yes, indeed, absolutely. Amazing entertainment. One night debating the national anthem, 3 hours of pure radio gold. Remember when we debated is there meat in stovies? I tell you, there we are. So, Numpty Heed, I have to go without tea because, you just won't relent. And that's it. So, McClue has to do without tea. So, we have to have rehydration breaks. Yes, the Scottie McClue phone-ins, 34 years of information, entertainment, and enjoyment, information, education, and entertainment. Let's not forget the education and enjoyment for your edification. I was going to send you 20 red roses, but the garage are out of stock. And up to eat. Don't do that. The only thing is, if you pop round later on, they've sometimes got them reduced. Scottie, you should be the Prime Minister of the UK. Dinky-Doo. No, we'll let them all play their games just now because I think the public have woken up. The public have woken up very, very slowly, but they've woken up. And somebody was debating the boats, the refugees coming over on these rubber boats. Very dangerous, criminal stuff. Criminals sending them over, the gangs. And I was just asking, what would Churchill have done? What would Churchill have done? Bearing in mind at that time we weren't in the European Court of Human Rights. And I don't want to sort of put ideas in the big man's late memory, but I think they wouldn't have made it to the beach, put it that way. There we are. Family Man, my favourite seaside place in the world. What would Thatcher have done? Well, she might have sent the fleet in. I mean, Churchill might have sent the fleet to France and said to the French, if you don't stop these boats leaving your beaches, we will bombard you. He did it. He actually did it when the French hadn't met a deadline. He bombarded the French Navy. So I don't think it would have been a problem to bombard the French now for sending the boats over. I find a few dusty Cadbury's roses down the back of the couch. I'll send them to Scottie Tops. Thank you. Anything else down the back of the couch you think I would benefit from, feel free. So there you have it. Now then. Well, I saw one of the MPs this week actually said he wanted to bring back hanging for very bad people. Churchill would have kicked out the ECHR. William, I think he would right away. And I think we should sort of use Churchill as the yardstick for prime ministers. As President Trump said about our last prime minister, he ain't no Winston Churchill. And I think that if you can imagine Trump and Churchill running the world, would it not be such a beautiful, beautiful place? I tell you. I was gutted when the idiots changed to love songs on the radio. Yes, absolutely. Welcome to the live, everybody. If you've just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue. We are live on the big one. We welcome our beautiful Facebookers at Glasgow Essentials. Every single one of you is watching now. Please share and share. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that we are live right now. On the YouTube, go down to the bottom left, give me a thumbs up, and share and share and share. Now then, I like the strawberry cream Tupperware, says Susan. Wow, I tell you. I've got a pair of ancient wife fronts that bring back hanging every time I wear them. Yes, indeed, the missus thinks, put them on again and I'll hang you. Remember that used to be the big Glasgow thing from the Glasgow mothers. If you come to any harm, I'll kill you. So there you are. Have you hit the follow button, everybody? Jacqueline, what can I say except thank you, thank you, thank you. So beautiful of you. I keep thinking there's going to be a breakthrough, and very, very slowly, over the last 10 years, social media is now matching the big figures of the radio. So I can now get out to about 3 to 4 million people every 28 days with all the social media platforms. 3 to 4 million. So that I know radio stations now that would give anything to have these figures that I'm getting on social media. Can you imagine what I'd be getting on the radio? I tell you, the Falklands are British. Yes, they are. And I was just thinking this week when there were problems down in the south of Arabia, I thought, isn't it a shame we gave up Aden? Lieutenant Colonel Colin Mitchell went in with the Argylls and secured Aden. And then the Labour government at the time just ran away. And that was the end of that. We would have had a base right down there and we could have probably controlled the whole game. Hello, love from Lithuania. We love you, you Lithuanians. There you have it. Scottie, the only question is, how are we getting independence? Well, Bonnie, that's not being asked by the so-called Party for Independence. And I think they've seriously weakened their case. That and the jiggery-pokery going on behind the scenes. Yemen was a kingdom in the 1960s. Yes, and South Yemen was Aden. So there you are. And the British had been in Aden since, I think, 1820. Because on one of the, you'll love this, on one of the movies about Queen Victoria, they were dancing to the barren rocks of Aden. Hat and mustache. Can I play it on the Missy? The barren rocks of Aden. Right, something like that. The barren rocks of Aden. I've only got 4 notes. That's why I'm not virtuoso on it. But the barren rocks of Aden and Queen Victoria and Prince Albert were dancing to it. And I thought, no, I don't believe this. That's a new tune that was played when the Argylls were in Aden in the 60s. Anyway, blow me, as we say. I went and checked up, and I think the tune came in 1857 or something. The Barren Rocks of Aden. Amazing numbers, well deserved, Scottie. No, but William, it just lets them know that the people that say, I don't think we should put Scottie on radio because he's quite controversial. We don't have to be controversial. I mean, we can have a coffee and say, well, we'll find you a halfway house if you'll cut your audience, but we can certainly still do it. And I'm waiting to see figures of recent radio stations to see if they're anywhere near to matching me. The head of a big station said to me recently, he said, you're getting 10 times what we are getting, and you don't even have a transmitter. Now, is that not beautiful? I tell you. So there we go. Hat and mustache, Scottie, congrats. Jacqueline, you have just been absolutely incredible tonight. Fantabulous, London Irishman. Yes, indeed. Now then, well, you see, I'll tell you where my audience come from. It's nothing to do with my talent or whatever. It's the fact, well, SCOTTIE McCLUE is a huge brand now, but it's to do with the fact that the people get to have their say. And that's what the government needs to look at. Say, bring this McClue man in to see us. Get him a coffee. Get this man a coffee. I tell you, Churchill and Michael Collins were soulmates. Well, do you know, Aquaglung, I'm not surprised. Who was the half-witted idiot that killed Michael Collins? Do you know what I mean? It's interesting because I heard very recently that Eamon de Valera was in the area at the time, quite close. Hallam's shut down now, Scottie. The building on Herries Road's empty. Well, that's why we need to have Sheffield Essentials to take its place and some. Scottie, should cuckoo clocks be banned after 4 o'clock? Otherwise, they'll drive you daft. Well, I have a certain amount of affection for cuckoo clocks, Numpty, because my first job was at the jewelers, and I used to clean the droppings out the cuckoo clocks. Michael Collins had the way ahead for Ireland, I tell you. Omar, how wonderful are you? Welcome, I say. There's James J. Forums on saying hi. Lovely to have you with us. London Irishman was saying that, yes, indeed, that's right, there was. Yes, a motorhome, and nobody could see it. There we are. Kelsey, thank you very much for the red rose. That is so beautiful of you. Guys, we never asked for gifts, but I've been spoiled tonight. Ruined. Jacqueline is giving me every single gift on the planet. Thank you, you. I tell you. Now, who else have we got here? Oh. Another job I had was at the shoe shop, Numpty. I used to take the hush puppies out. So they are smashing accents, sir. Elimination. It's not really an accent. It's just the way I've always spoken. It's just a Glasgow voice. The way we speak in Glasgow. Are you Catholic, says Barry? Well, I'm Christian, Barry, and all Christians are Catholic, but not necessarily Roman Catholic. But I could tell you anything you're needing to know about the Catholic faith. A lot of stuff that a lot of Roman Catholics didn't know. I'm an Irish Methodist. Good one, London Irishman. Actually, the Methodist, Charles Wesley. Kings Park, what a lovely part of the world that is. We love it. Kings Park in Glasgow and Aikenhead. My goodness me. Who else have we got? A very warm welcome, guys, if you've just joined us. And if you're live on Facebook Live, follow us. And remember, you're in the company of 2.5 million people over the last 28 days. Woohoo! Absolutely woo! Jacqueline Jones, DINKY-DOO. Hey, says Lily. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Make sure, if you've got access to TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube, you should be following Scottie McClue. It should be axiomatic. Mr. Churchill would have done the same as your good self. Tally-ho, DINKY-DOO. I tell you. Are you a Mason? No. I am a broadcaster. So there you have it. I tell you. I would like to do some stonework. It's a very nice. Churchill did a lot of brickwork. He was quite good at laying bricks. No wonder. Sorry I'm late, says the wonderful Murray O'Donnell. Murray. Tot, tot, tuttity, tot, tuttity, tuttity, tot. But I shall give you the same answer as Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth gave when Sir William Deeds turned up late to a Privy Council meeting. I think he'd get held up in some transport. And he was so embarrassed, and he came in and he said to Her Majesty, please forgive me, I'm so sorry. And she said, and I thought this was gorgeous, don't worry, I shan't put you in the tower. She and he, Bill Deeds, had a wonderful sense of humor, great senses of humor. And that's what it's about. That's how I survived so long in the broadcast industries, because we like a laugh. And education as well, of course. We do a lot with education. I was playing bowls. Goodwin Murray, did you win? Can you win? All I know, I used to walk through the bowling green on my way home. We lived opposite the bowling green. And there was a wee white jack and a lot of, you'd be a bit young, I would have thought, for bowls, but there was a lot of kind of middle-aged people. And they were, very good, John, that was very good. And they had white soft shoes, and they actually had a bowling uniform. I think the women had white long skirts and blazers. Politicians talk a lot of bowls. Yes, I don't know if they are bowlers, though. Hi, Scottie, it's Angela Wellness here. Hi, Angela Wellness. So lovely to have you on our Facebook Live at Glasgow Essentials. Tosh has joined me as well. Brilliant stuff. We love that. So there you go. So what's everybody thinking? Let's have your opinions. We had a quick phone call from Kareem. Is numpty head, has he not paid his phone bill? I tell you, loved you on the radios, Wayne, when my wee ma argued with you all the time as a single mum. Yes, we used to tell them to get yourself sorted out, get a man. I tell you. Of course, you can't do that now. It's not necessarily 100% politically correct. Well, we need to all be woke and politically correct, otherwise forget it. I tell you. Now, who else have we got? I think that's why people are moving away from broadcasting. Television numbers are just... Because you can see, I mean, I don't need to be on the telly. I'm here. You can see me. Poor you, I say. I remember all the single mum chats on Scott FM. Oh, Jacqueline, absolutely. But do you know what it did do? It raised awareness. And people weren't aware of that. They thought the man that's done more for single mothers than anyone is Scottie McClue. Yes, you've got a face for radio. That was it, Jacqueline. And a great face for television as well, of course, which is where I started out. So there you are. I don't know if I would still get a newscaster's job. Scottie, Dinky-Doo Scottie, loving the show. Went into Clyde Bank during the week. Got my own Scottie McClue t-shirt printed. I'm wearing it with pride. You're a true gentleman and a great man. We all love you. And it says see more. I don't know if I can do that here, can I? We all love you. Keep it up, my man, Scottie. We're all listening to you. Caroline, you are fabulous. And get sharing and sharing and sharing and telling 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. A handsome fella you were. I was presentable in my day, Jacqueline, you know, presentable in my day, I say. Scottie, I've not seen the milkman for years. Is he all right? Well, I don't know because I don't get that. Do you remember the gold top? The milkman brought gold top. And do you remember he brought orange juice if you wanted? Hello, you're live at Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
Scottie, stop swearing.
Top swear. Where have you been?
Oh, I've been just having fun. I've been gelling like Magellan, as I believe the young people said about 40 years ago.
Gelling like Magellan, absolutely. You've been staying cool.
I'm just down with the kids, Scottie.
You know everything. Well, listen, there's hope for you yet. I've been told I'm the coolest thing on TikTok.
Really? Were you sitting on like a fridge or something?
Aye. So what about that? And do you know what's funny? I said to a friend who's very big on the old tech stuff, like yourself, and I said to him, I said, how am I doing so well on these platforms? Because they're all for like younger people. And he said, because you're known. Oh, is that the old guy? He's amazing. And the wonderful Gary Finn says, you're very funny. You've got a great sense of humor. Now, that's a lovely thing to say. That, to me, is far better than a knighthood. I was asked this week, I don't know if you saw the wee video, that somebody said, do you ever worry that everyone else gets doctorates and knighthoods and CBEs, OBE, Companion of Honor? What's the other one? Companion of Honor. And there's another short one, 2 letters. It'll come, but there's yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, it'll come back to me in a minute. But there's all that stuff. Oh yes, CB. Well, I wouldn't get a CB because I'm not in the diplomatic service. But CBE. Oh, I think perhaps I am. But a good one, Tops. But the answer is no. I'm not actually bothered at all.
Well, you know, my favourite quote regarding honours from the Crown is from Keith Richards. I've possibly mentioned it before, but when Sir Mick Jagger accepted his knighthood and took the knee, Keith Richards said, I would not let that family anywhere near me with a sword. so I take the Keith Richards approach to that.
Oh, lovely. There was a very famous conductor got knighted. And somebody said when the Queen touched his shoulder, she was saying, that's the downbeat.
Well, thank God they weren't playing something peppy, or else she might have taken his head off accidentally, thinking it was a baton she was using.
The baton, but no, I'm genuinely not bothered because somebody said in old terms, it was people who were enslaved to the king that were Sir slave I remain.
Oh, right. I did not know that.
They were enslaved.
That's why I come on, Scottie. Apart from just loving the sound of my own voice, which is
well, we love it as well, of course. So you're in good company.
Well, I was going to say to you, you were talking about lawn bowls a moment ago, right?
Yes, I don't know anything about them. I just know there's a wee white ball called the Jack.
Well, I'll tell you what you can do, right? That's from my experience, my only experience about when I was a teenager at Bellahouston Park. What I do know is that you can do overarm bowling.
No, a child once did that on an afternoon and it came up and it was still moving. It got me on the arch of my foot. It was quite sore, but I let the kid off, and that's because he ran after and he was in a real panic. He's going, "Oh no! Oh my God, no!" And so
just use them like a 9-pin bowling.
But they're beautiful, beautiful creatures. Are they not solid ebony? And prior to ivory becoming protected, did they not have ivory inlays?
Well, all I know is that if you overarm bowl one, then the green after like 15 minutes ends up looking like Juno Beach after D-Day.
Yes, you don't want that. Yeah, left the green looking like the Somme. Oh no, it's not good stuff. But no, I don't know a great deal about it. But it used to be. I think it was quite a stylish game for people. I think you were quite a genteel person if you played the bowls.
I live just at Queen's Park in Glasgow, and there's a very, very old. There's 2 old bowling clubs just within like 3 minutes walk from here. And all I can see is that there's guys turn up in blazers on a Saturday night and end up on their hands and knees vomiting afterwards. It's like it's a social thing.
Why is it? Does it upset your tummy putting a blazer on?
I think that's probably it.
Murray says there are a few older youths here that throw from the hip. They'd be as well delivering their bowls overarm. And he's laughing his head off. I'm just wondering, do you not run forward and kneel and then let it go?
Yeah, but I think it's more a modelling thing. The only time that I've seen it has been people who are well into their 70s, 80s. No offence, Scottie.
No, I'm fine, don't worry.
It appears to be a sport for people who can no longer do any other sport. So that's good, I suppose, in its own way. I'm
no longer in my 80s. I'm in my 90s, so I don't mind what you say.
No, I've told you before, Scottie, your age is indeterminate but ancient. That's it.
Yes.
You have always, Scottie McClue has always been amongst us.
Absolutely. I mean, I get greeted with, no offense, they say, I thought you were dead. I said, well, apparently not. I checked this morning.
No. You're an instrumental part of the tapestry of Scottish life.
Yes.
Not just Scottish, you're national.
People used to say to me, did I fear death? I said, no, because I'd just come back.
Well, if anybody asks, don't you worry what happens after you die, I will say, no, I'm not frightened of the year before I was born. Why should I possibly be frightened of the year after I die? It's just, it's part of life.
It is part of life. There's not much. I mean, I was telling somebody a wee plan I had, and they went, what if you don't see it? And I said, well, there's not anything I can do about that, so we'll not bother factoring that in.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll have nothing to do with me.
I remember I got a call when I had taken out a mortgage, and a wee soul called me from the mortgage, and she said, it's just to say we're good to be adding the £150. And I said, wait, whoa, sorry, what's the £150 for? Well, it's an assurance thing. If you died, we'd pay the mortgage off for you. I said, lovey, if I died, I couldn't give too.
Well, I presume that wasn't just a one-off payment of 150.
No, I don't know what it was for, if it was to be added to the monthly or whatever, but it was a piece of nonsense. Yeah. And she said, if you die, we'll pay the mortgage for it. I said, I honestly couldn't give two.
When we took the mortgage out of this place, which every time I check and see how many more years we've got to pay in this, it seems as if it's been 5 years for the last 15 years. Right? It always seems to be 5 years.
The whole mortgage concept needs looked at. It's just to enrich the bankers. That's all it's about. It's pure usury.
When we took it, I thought about taking out insurance on it, and they did a medical for me. At that time, I was a heavy smoker, and they just never got back to me. So
I wonder what they do. Old George Burns. Do you remember George Burns, the comedian?
Oh, yeah.
He used to say, remember, guys, a woman's a woman, a good cigar is a smoke. And
he lived 101.
He lived 101, and he was being interviewed in the telly, and they said, what do you do? He said, I get up, I go for a walk, I have my breakfast, I have a drink, I have my lunch, I have a little drink, my lunch, I have a lie down in the afternoon, and, I get ready for the evening, smoke a cigar, and he said, what does your doctor say about this? He goes, my doctor's dead.
and the time's getting on, so the final production for the Defender, my lord, I will refer you to the previously mentioned Keith Richards. There you go. That's all you need to know.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Right. That's almost closing time. So I'll let you go.
Dinky-Doo that. There we are. That's our wonderful Tapswahey. Always a great call. Guys, we're right out of time. I am going to have to go. This has been just a huge, huge pleasure. Every single, you'll see me looking about because I've got 3 cameras here. It's been a huge pleasure, guys. I'll resemble that remark. Tups says Murray, and off we jolly well go. They're wanting me just to do something here on the TikTok, for goodness sake. I'll see if I can. There we go. That's it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I'll pop this over here. Just bear with me, everybody. They do this verify thing. And you have to move a wee jigsaw piece. And of course, when you're live, it's a perfect torment. Bye-bye, beautiful, beautiful TikTokers. We love you. There we are. And to our gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous people here as well, we love you. Thank you. Our Facebook at Glasgow Essentials Live. Join us next time tomorrow. You can listen to me at Sheffield Essentials. Download the app, Sheffield Essentials, the radio app, and get listening to the lunchtime show. I'm on 1 till 4, Scottie McClue live on the radio, just for you, saying Dinky-Doo. Isn't that lovely? And what can I say to our gorgeous YouTubers? Thank you so much. Here we go. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Papa. One last shot, because I love you. Papa.